Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's reading. I am pretty excited today because I just received from Amazon the original Rider-Waite Tarot. Honestly, when I first began, on my tarot journey, what I thought was the original Rider-Waite is what I purchased, but I guess it's not. So, I mean, it was a Rider-Waite deck, but this is the one that was illustrated by Pamela Coleman Smith, and it's the one with the Tudor lilies in the background, this here. And yes, the pictures are, kind of pixelated, not really filled in well, but if that's what the original looked like, then I am happy to have this deck because now it feels official. I have a real Rider-Waite tarot deck. So, yeah, I'm going to be using this one for tonight's reading. And I might use my little mini tarot deck here for one of the two counterparts if I feel guided to. I'll probably use this traditional Rider-Waite for the Divine Masculines. I don't know why, it just feels like this is the deck to use for the masculines. So we'll see what comes through. Let's give these cards a good shuffle. We are also approaching the full moon in Leo tomorrow, so do be aware that emotions will be running very high, especially for those of us in the Twin Flame Collective where, we not only channel our own emotions, but our counterparts' emotions as well. Look at this, you guys. Yes, you're going to experience quite a bit of restlessness, and that's just to be expected given the energies. So be sure to ground yourself. If any of you are empathic, which I do feel like many of you on this channel are empaths, it's really, really important to take salt baths and keep your energy as clear as possible to make sure that you kind of minimize that emotional overwhelm as much as you can. I love just kind of rubbing some Epsom salts on my body in the shower. I don't take baths as much. I take showers more, but I do use my spiritual oils and Epsom salts and things like that in the shower. So that is important. Yeah, we got the Knight of Wands coming out here. So the Divine Masculines may feel a mixture of restlessness and inspiration here to kind of take a leap and do something. I'm really channeling a certain Divine Masculines right now in the collective as I'm shuffling that are kind of in this, mental overwhelm headspace of I'm losing too much time. I really want to be with my feminine. Is this ever going to happen? Like I'm getting this, how ropes can get frayed at the ends. Like I feel like the Divine Masculine's mind is just kind of frayed right now, where he's in this energy of I miss you, I need you, I want you, Divine Feminine, to okay, now I'm going to take some action. And then here's the conflict of I know I need to take action, I know what I want. Oh, when is the right timing going to be to do it, right? Like that's literally the picture that I'm being shown here in my third eye. This, whoever I'm channeling, this poor Divine Masculine is really, really, really struggling with a lot of things. Yep. He wants a happy home. I'm hearing that this Divine Masculine, whoever I'm channeling in this collective, they want a happily ever after type of connection. And they know that their Divine Feminine is the one who can offer them that. And them being kind of in that space of mental conflict for so long is making them feel like they're being really selfish. And for some of them they may be, but for others it is an understandable situation that they're in where, they have to wait for a certain amount of time or make certain choices just because of their life circumstance. And it's going to be different for everybody. So take it as it resonates. And remember, this is a collective reading here. So for some Divine Masculines, I'm really getting the sense that as much as they want a way out, they are kind of in a fog with respect to how to find that. How do I find my way out here. This deck is kind of going silent, so, but at the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Cups, which is that overthinking. And I just heard a divine masculine step in to say what seems like an option isn't really an option. And that's a powerful message here, because even thinking about it, right? It's really easy to sit on the outside and give somebody advice or directions about, well, they should be doing this and you need to do this, and well, that's great. But if the roles are reversed, are you going to be able to do it as easily as you're just dictating that they should, right? So this is one of the reasons why I say empathy is extremely important, because we don't fully understand the picture oftentimes, you know, that people seem trapped from the outside because of, you know, the headspace that they're in, but they have a reason for being in that headspace, right? There is something going on either within them or within their environment, or maybe both, that is putting them in that headspace. And it's important to have empathy for that, because what it feels like, only they know. They're living it every day. And it's not an easy thing to go through, right? Every single night to go into a really deep depression and think I'm in a trap and how the heck do I get myself out of this situation, whatever that situation may be. And knowing that I want to and that I need to, but every option, so-called option that I have, doesn't really feel like an option, because the consequences of making that move is quite great, you know, given the means and the way things just are right now for them. We got progressions, journey. This is a difficult journey indeed, and a journey is exactly what they're on. And this is a symbiotic relationship, right? Even in the 5D, masculine and feminine are working together. This says trine/sextile symbiosis. I'll channel some messages from the guidebook for this too, but just the key words here are so synchronistic, because not only do twin flames mirror one another, but they truly, truly do have a symbiotic relationship in the 5D, and when they're in union, then in the 3D as well. So let's see, number 52. Trine and sextile planets promote collaboration by backing one another up, cheering one another on, and adding strength and value to their roles. A trine is formed by two planets 1/3 of the way around the circle from each other, 120 degrees apart. A sextile is half of that, 60% apart. Trine planets operate from the same element, fire, earth, air, or water, and speak that language. Sextile planets relate from the same polarity but in different modalities, cardinal, fixed, or mutable. They operate like supportive, non-competitive best buddies. Action here. Lean into what is easy and comfortable and use that comfort to renew, grow, and expand. Look for people who have compatible and complementary ideas or skills to yours. Work with your allies. Gently expand your world through compatible people, collaborative skills, and through doing what you love. So this is really also about, you know, both counterparts rejuvenating themselves during this time, because this is going to take a mental toll on you. The challenge is the path of least resistance can be both delightful and limiting, so don't get stuck in a comfortable rut. There's the challenge right there, right? Some people tend to get comfortable in their discomfort just because it's familiar, it's already established, it's just there. It's something that they roll into every single day. And it's not as easy to roll out of, but they know that it's something that they have to do. So that's where this progressions card comes in, right? This is a journey and nothing stays the same forever. This person is going to eventually be pushed out of their comfort zone. At the bottom of the deck here, we had rebirth, Pluto energy. The divine masculine is going through a major rebirth here, you guys. And along with them, so is the feminine. The feminine is learning this deep sense of surrender that she never had before. And it feels scary, of course, right? Second house, resources. This is what is being affected for many people. It could be, you know, if it's a divorce situation, then splitting up income, splitting up the household, moving. For some, if it's just financial dependency, it's, well, yes, I could move out and, you know, take this leap, but if things are not fitting in my budget right now, or, you know, if the commute to work doesn't make sense and I don't have another job to back me up right now, and if that doesn't work out, who is going to dig me out of this hole? Would it be better to stay put right now, you know, and just to stay where I'm at right now and get my finances in order, get myself in a better spot, and then take the leap? Those are all things to think about. And I do also get the sense that there are many feminines who are willing to help their masculine with the move. They're willing to open their doors to them. They're willing to do whatever it takes to collaborate with them, right? As we said. But at the same time, if the past is not yet resolved, and there's so much for both parties to work through, moving in together just for the sake of showing action is not a smart idea, right? Because you don't want to wind up back to square one where, you know, there's so many issues and then you feel trapped in the same household again, just different person this time. Like, this is your twin flame union. You want things to go as smoothly as possible. You've already had enough of this separation, right? You have this sudden change energy, Uranus energy coming up here. Uranus is just like that Aquarius energy. It is really sudden, unexpected, sometimes shocking, and that is how these changes are going to take place, you guys, in the Twin Flame Collective. It's like every single day feels like a blur, you know, you just roll with the punches, one day after the other, one day after the other, and it's all just the same thing. And then all of a sudden one day it's going to be like, where on earth did that come from? What just hit me here? Huge life changes, right? It's just like for those people who are in a no contact separation situation, they're going through the same routines every single day. They're focusing on themselves, or they're going to work and they're worried about their counterpart. You know, it's just, it seems like SSDD, right? Same stuff, different day. And then one day, boom, they get up in the morning, they're brushing their teeth, their counterpart calls or messages. That breakthrough in communication. Talk about synchronicity. This Ace of Swords is all about breakthroughs, communication, and gaining clarity. You're going to gain the clarity that you need when your counterpart communicates whatever it is that you're waiting for them to communicate. Whether you are talking to each other or not, doesn't matter, because this is going to resonate in different ways for different people. But the fact is that breakthroughs are on their way, and they are actually happening every day. They might not be as grand or ginormous as we typically tend to picture a breakthrough, you know, because when we hear that word breakthrough, we think, wow, giant change, giant shakeup. But no, gaining different levels of clarity is a breakthrough, right? Communicating what you weren't able to communicate before is a breakthrough. Learning your worth and your value one day, just waking up one day and realizing you are worthy of the love that you desire, and that your counterpart wants you just as much as you want them. That's a breakthrough, especially for masculines that were stuck in fear for so long. I thought one of these cards was the wrong way over, but I guess it's not. You know, all of those things, don't lose sight of those little breakthroughs that happen every single day. You know, how many times do you wake up in the morning and all of a sudden you just feel like, wow, yes, I have a different outlook. You know, it's almost like I went within myself and I was able to gain this clarity. That's what this Hermit is all about. He's about enlightenment. He's about those sudden spiritual downloads and realizations that we get when we go within, when we spend time in solitude, connecting with our higher self, with our guides, our angels, the higher powers in the 5D. And all of a sudden you see his lantern here. This is illuminating his path. That is like your guides, your angels, whoever you connect with in the 5D, giving you these sudden illuminations of understanding that you didn't have before. Those are all breakthroughs, you guys. And it's so important to acknowledge those things. And here we have the Six of Swords. Only after you gain that enlightenment can you move forward to calmer waters. Can you release that stress? You know, can you leave that despondency, that icky, yucky feeling that you get inside of yourself behind, and actually see hope for a brighter, better future? These little things are happening every day during the separation phase, these little renewals that are being brought to us that restore us to our innocent, childlike, trusting energy in our guides and in the universe. They are happening. We feel them. We just don't acknowledge them enough. But when we start to acknowledge those things, especially on this journey, you would be surprised at how easy it is to put your burdens down. You find that inner strength, and that ego starts to drown out a little bit, right? When your intuition starts to take over the ego. We want to see action quick. And when we don't, it feels like we are being weighed down by this expectation that seems unmeetable for whatever reason, right? It feels like a burden. We want to see fast movement. We want to see communication. We want to see action. And do you see how that guy is holding on to those wands and he almost looks like he's crying? You know how some people just put their head down on their desk and they just cry for a little bit? Like, that's what this pose is reminding me of right now, the Ten of Wands card. This is the energy that we're going to be facing with this upcoming full moon in Leo. And synchronistically enough, this is Leo energy right here, the Strength card. But the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck is telling us to tune into our intuition, to listen to those higher voices that are trying to speak to us through this perceived silence from our counterpart. Because in all honesty, if you think about it, both divine counterparts, if you are always channeling your counterpart's energy, and all you have to do is go within to connect with them, is your counterpart truly ever silent? No, right? They're talking to you in the 5D all the time. You can feel their joy, you can feel their restlessness, you can feel their angst and desire to talk to you. And you can feel their fears as well, that anxiety of what's going to happen when I take this leap, or when I make this phone call or send this message. If you can feel all of that, ask yourself, is your counterpart truly ever silent? This is going to give you so much peace, because you're going to realize that for however long this disconnect phase, temporary phase, lasted in your connection, it was always an illusion, because your counterpart never actually went silent. The High Priestess wanted to come out. And once you gain that clarity, you're going to grow, you're going to ascend, you're going to expand, and you're going to complete this cycle of silence. You're going to heal, you guys. This card doesn't always signify heartbreak, it also signifies healing. This is a period of healing. And this tower here that was underneath that, to me, this is pretty much screaming of the shakeup that you need. It's that epiphany moment. This to me isn't striking me like the typical tower energy of, you know, something chaotic happening. This is, you see that lightning streak right here hitting the tower? This is that epiphany just happening for you in a moment, illuminating things that you weren't seeing before, but that were always right in front of your eyes the entire time. And what happens, you guys? Page of Cups. You get some heartfelt, long-awaited communication, romantic communication, and some big-time emotional fulfillment, sharing of each other's cups with your divine counterpart, divinely brought together. You see this Venus here, this Venus symbol, this angel. The two counterparts divinely brought back together in love. This is what being close to union feels like. Just like they say, right, the darkest hour is just before dawn, and there's a lull before the storm. Well, this phase of quietness, of hermitiness that we see right here, once it comes to an end, you're not going to have time for yourself because your counterpart is now every day a part of your life. You're going to be so busy sharing your cup of love with them that you're going to be wishing you had taken advantage of the time you had for yourself before, because you're not going to get much of it for quite some time when you are back in union. And I know it's going to happen. We can feel it happening. Just because you don't see it happening right now doesn't mean it's not going to, right? How many times have we waited years on something, just, you know, kind of lost hope that anything was going to happen, and then bam, one day it happens? Yep, that's what twin flame reunion is like. It's literally that energy of bam, one day it just happened and I did not know what hit me. You guys, reconciliation, it's coming. Cannot make this up. You just can't. Believe, right? That word is so important, because in order to believe, that means you're not seeing it right now in the 3D. Retreat. Go within. Go within to be able to see it and gain that clarity. The passion you've been looking for is literally right at your door. I absolutely love this energy. I can feel like the speed of my speech kind of going up as I am channeling these messages, and that's just the excitement that's coming through with this energy here. I want to grab a couple Enchanted Map Oracle cards to see what phase are the twin flames in the collective entering now. What is the phase that the twin flames in the collective are entering now, Spirit? Storm fields, yes, makes sense. You guys, unexpected visitors after storm fields. This new moon in Leo is stirring up some emotional storms. And then what did we say? You go within, you go into that hermity mode, acknowledge all those breakthroughs and clarities. Bam, the next thing you know, your twin flame is going to be right, for some of you, literally at your door. You see how this person is a visitor and just kind of peeking through the door and saying, hey, anybody home? They just pop by. I just know it. I just know it. There is a divine masculine who is going to show up unannounced, unexpected at his divine feminine's door. It's going to happen, guys. It is going to happen. And I will be waiting to read that comment over here. I'm going to channel a message from the guidebook and see. For this card, unexpected visitors. If you expect the unexpected, you will be prepared for miracles. Literally, guys, right there in the guidebook. Detours, surprises, and paradigm shifts. Expect the unexpected. No matter how detailed your plans are and how clear you believe the road ahead to be, there are times when the best plans are waylaid by unforeseen circumstances. At first, detours may seem inconvenient, but a surprise turn of events signals that the adventure of life is beginning to get interesting. No one can plan for synchronicity, for fate and destiny to meet, except Spirit, who knows what you can't comprehend for now. Life is full of surprises, so stay on your toes and enjoy this exciting new adventure you were not expecting. There is a plan for your life that may not match up with your agenda. So just like I said, right, we go through the same motions every day. We get up, brush our teeth, take a shower, go to work, eat something, whatever your routine is. And you think every single day is kind of like the same, right? It's a blur, and you just kind of go through the motions every single day, and you're just not expecting it. But then one day it happens. Your twin flame shows up, the text message shows up, the phone call shows up, a package in the mail. For some of you may be getting a package in the mail from your twin flame. I'm literally seeing something being shipped here. So who knows? When it happens, definitely let me know in the comments. That would be thrilling to hear. Now for storm fields. This too shall pass. An uncomfortable chaos is surrounding you. Things that you've left unattended may be the cause of some conflict. Pent-up energy needs release, just as a storm in nature must break for those events to occur. When the electricity between opposing forces stirs things up and creates temporary disorder. Not all storms are destructive, just like we talked about, right? Sometimes that chaos that we channel from our twin flame is actually what gives us the breakthrough and the clarity. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and wind to the trees. Yep. Enabling seeds to be widely distributed and continuous growth to be ensured. Just remember that whatever is being stirred up inside you or between you and another will benefit you later. The sun will shine again and new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little. That is like all of Spirit's message in a nutshell right now, you guys. This is really beautiful energy. And remember, energy shows up first and then things show up in the 3D later. And time is fluid. So you're going to be in whatever phase you need to be in for however long it is in your highest good to be in that phase. But the more you start aligning with the timeline that you want to be in, the more time starts to shift in favor of that. Why? Because you attract what you focus on. If you are focused on union and vibrating and feeling like you already are in union, then that's exactly what you are drawing into yourself. If I were to tell you, focus on everything blue that's on my table right now, just focus on everything blue, you would start to notice just how much blue is on my table. And in fact, my table itself at certain angles looks blue, right? It's up to you. It's up to you to jump those timelines and manifest what you desire. If you are feeling low, if your ego starts to get loud, which is probably going to happen tomorrow and for the next few days after that, probably for some of you started today, reconsider. Go within, silence that ego, drown it out with the voice of your intuition. Top card. No. Don't listen to your fears, because you have been warned they will be acting up, right? So being aware of that helps you alleviate that quite a bit. Since we are heading into a full moon, wouldn't be complete without a Moonology card pull. So let's see. Just a brief look into the energy for the next few days for this Twin Flame Collective. Post full moon in Leo. Yep, the fiery climax approaches. Bring love into the situation. You and your loved ones are safe. Fiery climax. This could be with the people around you at work, people around you at home. If you're in contact with your twin, it could be with your twin. But whatever it is, emotions are going to be running high. People are going to be projecting, right? And messages might be misconstrued. Miscommunications might happen. Misunderstandings might happen. Just know that whatever it is that you're worried about, look at it through the lens of love, right? Calm yourself down, get centered, drown out your ego, get your intuition louder, and you will realize that there is nothing to worry about. You and your loved ones are safe. And the fact that this is new moon in Cancer, water sign energy, heavy emotions, it's an excellent reminder that feelings are feelings. They're going to be there. They are affected by lunar cycles, big time for every single person, whether you are as sensitive to it or not. But the fact is that everyone does get affected, just to different degrees. So this new moon in Cancer card is reminding us that, you know, energy and emotions go hand in hand. Cosmic and collective energies affect those emotions. Just remember that every time you get triggered, and it's going to help you de-escalate big time. And just have faith. Have faith that things are going to work out, because they will. They always have in the past, right? Whatever was for your highest good and for the highest good of everyone involved has been happening since time immemorial. So Spirit is saying, don't fear. That was it for our check-in, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this brand new deck of mine. I know I was thrilled for using it, and I'm so excited I got to use it the day that I received it. Come join me on Instagram if you haven't already. All of that information is going to be in the video description box, so that's where you can buy personal readings from me, as well as my affirmations, either voice recorded or PDF document. So I hope to see you guys there. But if not, I will talk to you again in the next reading video. Hang tight, ground yourself, and have a wonderful full moon tomorrow.